C-Bus.
Hi, this is Gary from Mulch. Hey, we're out here at one of our jobs that we're doing a simple, well, not really simple, we're doing a high detail mulch installation project. And I thought I'd take a minute here just to show you real quick a little video on real basics on how to spread mulch by hand. There's a couple other videos that I'll do that describe how to spread mulch with a rake and some other tools, but this one's just a real small area, tight spots, and how to do it by hand. So as you can see, we've already started the installation through here, and that's kind of what we end up with. We're only a little ways through this project, but you can see the profile of the edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the area where I've not spread the mulch yet, just on this corner. I'm going to let you take a look at how I do this. First thing we're going to do is just use a scoop shovel, a wheelbarrow full of mulch. Get some mulch in the areas. We're also going to cover how you get back in tight areas like that. So let's just start right here. We'll go from there. I'm going to get a little shovel of mulch. And we're going to take our shovel, and as we dump it, we're going to kind of move the shovel around just like that. So as you dump it, you get the mulch spread in a couple different areas. Okay, so we've got some of the mulch distributed through the small plants. We're looking for a depth on this stuff, a finished depth of about 2.5 to 3 inches of mulch. We have to take into account the inch or so of mulch that's already down. So we're looking for a depth of spreading mulch is around 2 inches. Once we get it down like this, it's pretty simple. We just use our hands. You want to go back and forth in a motion like this. And you want to kind of use your fingertips. I always tell my guys when they spread mulch to use quick strokes, and in order to make the mulch smooth, you want to use a little tip that I always tell them. They always seem to remember it. I call it fancy hands, because it's real quick, fast motions. So we're going to use some fancy hands to spread the mulch. You'll just go around like this. You want to start by pushing it under any areas that are hard to get to. So you're going to push it towards the back under the trees. Work your way around the rest. And then push the mulch around the plants like so. So now I've spread a little bit of it around the light and whatnot. Next thing we're going to attack is this area that's low and under the shrub back in the corner. So what we're going to do for that is a little toss technique I'm going to show you. You want to get some mulch on your shovel, and you want to load it up so it's not a full scoop, but you want it to lay flat across the shovel. That way you can stand back and you can throw it low and fast under the shrubs. As you can see, it sort of spreads itself out as you do that. Throw it in the back. That'll save you a lot of work. Now you just have to get in there and lightly spread it nice and smooth. Now we'll just get back in here. Use some fancy hands. We'll spread it lightly. Generally when you get under bushes and back towards the house, you don't need to go quite as thick on the mulch, because the weather does not hit the mulch the same. It doesn't break it down, so it tends to build up more along the house. So you want to go a little bit lighter when you're under bushes, under pine trees, up along the house, so that you won't get a hard, crusty layer of mulch. Now, last thing on the details around this corner is you can see I've distributed some of the mulch around the corner. What you want to do is make sure that as you get around the corner, you do not fill this edge with mulch. You want this edge to stay open and visible. So you really want your mulch to taper right down to that bottom corner. So the way you're going to get to do that is you're just going to work yourself back and forth like this, till the mulch comes down to this edge. Fancy hands. But you want to make sure that this edge is still visible the whole time. Notice long, quick strokes. Back and forth, tapering it down to the edge. Now, as you get down to this edge, it's going to be very thin right along the edge. However, the mulch washes downhill anyway, so it always wants to kind of fill your edge. After you're done, make sure you go back and spread this smooth. Now that I've got the corner spread, I guess to wrap things up, I want to just tell you a couple things. In order to get a A+ Pro mulch job, it's all about the details. Keeping the edge clean and little things like when you're looking at stepping stones or rocks, that you keep those things clean. We always try to blow those off after we're done. That's really the difference. Whether or not you are working at a property like this, it's a multi-million-dollar house on a golf course, or if you're working in your neighborhood, it might be like this, or possibly a $150,000 house. Either way, I've trained probably 100 people on mulching techniques like this. Everybody remembers my fancy hands, and when you're done, you just have a finished product that looks a lot like this. Notice how the mulch tapers down to the edge but does not fill the edge. All the plants are mulched up too, trees mulched around. Little details sometimes, even like the bottom of this light. You want to make sure that the mulch is not covering up important stuff like that. So if you stay on your details, do things just like I've showed you here, your project should be great too. All the neighbors are going to wonder how your mulch looks so much better than theirs, even though they ordered from the same place. Good luck with yours, and don't forget to subscribe. Next time I'm going to show you how to mulch using some tools like a rake and some other tips. Keep watching. Talk to you soon.